So Ben Bateman posted a video the other day on YouTube Shorts about commanders that he would recommend to teach someone Magic the Gathering with, and this is one of them he recommended. And to me, as someone who's still relatively a beginner, if you handed me this for the first commander to try to teach me the game of Magic, period, which to me, commander is a bad way to teach someone, but that's a whole separate, discussion. But if you handed me this deck to teach me the game, I would think you're crazy. Not only is it a WUBRG commander, which already has its own, complications, but it's also 9 collective mana. Oh my gosh. I mean, Eminence is fantastic and pretty easy to understand, but to me, if you were to hand that to me, since the Ur-Dragon has something that can be done within the command zone, to me as a beginner, if you were to hand me that, it would imply that other commanders can do things from the commander zone, and that's very rarely the case. And then there's flying, which is easy, explainable. Then you have the rest of everything else. You have, the Wonder Woman or dragons you control, attack, draw that many cards, and may put a permanent card from your hand onto the battlefield. That's easy, but that's a lot of triggers to remember. To me, this would be way easier. Lathril, Blade of the Elves. Only 4 mana. It's only 2 mana base. Way easy to understand. Menace, which has the text to let you know what it is. When Lathril deals combat damage to a player, create that many 1/1 green elf warrior creature tokens. Then you can tap 10 untap elves you control, and each opponent loses 10 life, and you gain 10 life. That is pretty straightforward. And it's from Foundations, which, is kind of the whole idea that it's meant to be foundational for everybody. But I think this would be an infinitely easier commander to teach someone Magic the Gathering with. And I was very confused as to why he thought the Ur-Dragon was a good choice. Luckily, some of the other comments were in agreement with me there. And it surprised me that someone thinks the Ur-Dragon's an easy commander to teach someone with. I like Ben Bateman. Great stuff, but that was a very questionable one. Another commander I would even recommend would be like Krenko, which to his credit, that was one of the commanders he mentioned. Mono red. Real simple, straightforward. But let me know what y'all think. I mean, am I crazy into thinking that Ur-Dragon's a little complicated for a beginner?